Hello, hello, hello. This is another episode of the Mental Threads podcast. I'm here with another special guest, if you'd like to state his name.
Hey guys, my name is Patrick Jarvae Narcisse. I know your main host from school and back in the old days, so what up?
Yeah, the old days, them QG days right now. How'd you feel about the time that you had a Queen's Grant and everything?
Man, time went fast. I went visiting them a couple of weeks ago, and they finally have buses. And finally had the courthouse, so they're changing. Hopefully, not fast, but they're changing.
Damn, they got buses now, but like real yellow buses, like little short buses and everything.
Short, but who's telling the difference? Better that than having nothing in those vans.
Hey, kudos to the short buses. I just did an episode with like one of my brother's friends and everything. You remember Marcus? Do you remember Marcus, right?
I think I saw him twice.
Yeah, he had the cornrows or the dreads and everything or something like that. Anyway, I was speaking with him and everything, and he said, at the school now they allow, piercings and stuff, changing color of hair and stuff of that nature. Because, Mr. Swartzlander's, the principal now, so.
Hey, ever since Dr. Smith left, everybody been laid back a little bit more.
Okay, well, it is what it was. So, describe what your experience was and everything at Queen's Grant. Because I remember the first day I pretty much met you, but it's just explain your experience and everything with the Queen's Grant experience.
To be fair, it was cool. I made friends. It was very weird having to do the high school experience, but as everyone else did, but not too much drama. There were drama here and there everywhere, but then again, who else doesn't? I would say my favorite pastime was being with T, Kiani, Madi, everyone, being in music, doing our own thing. Watching everybody be in class count was hilarious. Not to mention with the drama, that one fight with that one chick that had that girl was fighting with one other girl. But this times he was trying to cheat and throw bleach at her and on her eyes and shit. And I was like, damn. And I was right there in the moment, well, fuck, I had to go back to math class to see if it's just let me know about the aftermath afterwards.
Yeah, be throwing bleach in people's eyes. I remember the first day I met you, it was in drama class. I remember it was Miss Mills' class. We had to go in front of the class and literally introduce ourselves, what we wanted to do. And I think you're talking about your cousins and how they're the devil or something like that. And I remember, or something you said something like that. I remember you were about to curse or something. You said, "Oh man, what the F?" or something like that. You remember that class with Devin and Michael in it? You remember?
I remember the class, but y'all, I don't remember that damn situation. That was a long time ago, and growing up, I do not remember that situation.
Oh, yeah, but you do remember that drama class with me, Devin, and Michael and everything.
Definitely, I do remember the drama class. I remember we being friends with some of the seniors and juniors at the time, too.
Yeah, man, that was kind of weird, how we're all just kind of meshed all together different years. I feel like it was kind of, off for a little bit, because some people knew each other more than other people, and then some people, you want to hang out with them. It's we're not in the same grade, though, so it was just kind of weird. You had different years dating each other and everything, and it was just kind of it was weird.
True, but then again, it was we got to know them, we got to know where they were. It's we were in a social experiment, so basically, you have... Our graduation year was 2016. In 2016, we're talking about talking to the 2013 graduation at the time. So freshmen to seniors, it was cool. We got some of their insight or what they were going to do, or which way they were going to life, and that was good to see. And especially going up more and more the years, and the later of the grades started looking up to us. Leaders, hey, we're about to go to the real world. How do you feel? How it is? How's the senior week going? It was a good experience overall.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And it was just yeah, man, it was just a weird, but a very unique type of experience and everything. I would have preferred to just go to a real high school and everything, but then I probably would have missed out on meeting people and like you or Jarrell or stuff like that. I were just different types of characters and stuff of that nature and everything. Do you pretty much keep up with a lot of people from Queen's Grant after high school, or is it just whatever?
To me, if they say hey or hi, I respond, but for me, I'm trying to get mine, try try to be at a level where I'm comfortable as of right now. I'm still trying to get my schooling. I'm still trying to find a job that actually fits me or try to fit for my way I live now. So if they say, hey, hi, or send me a holler, I'm not going to ignore them. I'm going to say, hey, how you doing? Or at the very much least, I'll say, hey, you want to meet up at this place? Go ahead and do it. But not that much. I see what they do in Instagram, but aside from that, not that much.
Yeah, because like since social media kind of came out and everything, people don't really like meet up with people a lot. They really just catch up with people like, you know, like just by seeing what they're doing and everything, basically. Do you feel like that's just kind of how the world is now? Like we don't bother to like keep in contact. We just kind of like rather just watch each other's lives on social media, basically.
Since we are in the digital age, it's very different because back then, or way before we had social media, we would either get a phone call, we'd meet up, have a nice meeting or whatever. But instead, like now we do like group chat, text. We don't really go out. Like I feel like as of now, we're losing some of that human connection. I mean, we desperately need it. I mean, our studies show that we kind of need human touch and like gratification to each other, but with technical age growth, we're kind of slowing down to what makes us who we are.
Yeah, man, I can feel that. And what are you really going to school studying for, basically?
HVAC. So basically, I'll be helping with your refrigeration, y'all. So hook me up with any jobs.
So you're gonna be helping people with their refrigerators and shit?
Basically, that my highest what I'm looking for is doing like company. So basically, there's residential and there's company. Residential is I'm going to your house fixing it. Company is like I'm helping going like to Walmart, your Sam's, your movie theaters, and fixing them up if their air conditioner's not working.
Oh, okay, well that's pretty cool and everything. I know this every time we meet up, we usually pick a restaurant and everything to go to. I know like why'd you pick like the Tipsy Taco basically?
So I personally decided this because restaurants are basically the main emphasis of where we hang out. Aside from malls or going to movies or basically a park, restaurants is like a great way to have a couple of drinks, talk, eat. It's basically one of the main things why restaurants are very big and popular.
Yeah, man, and you chose like pretty much Mexican food. You just feeling Mexican food today, and that was just it.
Well, as of now, I'm doing Passover. So one of the things that I can't eat now is like unleavened bread. So tortilla is one of the unleavened bread to eat. So that's why I'm having nachos, and that's why I'll be able to. You can add anything with nachos, basically.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And like, so it's like in terms of your goals for this year, what are you pretty much trying to shoot to like accomplish this year?
So, like I said earlier, I'm graduating late this year. So, I see myself as getting one of the jobs in my field, getting my certification, and basically making that money and be able to live a way I live right now.
Yeah, that's wonderful, dude. That's really, really wonderful, man. It's just like, so it's like you pretty much got an apartment already set up, or you just still live with your folks too?
Technically speaking, I'm already living at that apartment actually right now.
Yeah. I know you told me about it the last time we were at that one restaurant and like it wasn't TGI Friday, it was like the Boardwalk actually.
Yeah, I forgot, man. Right now I'm actually living at the apartment. Later I'm going to have to renew. So at the time, I can basically see myself getting an apartment, getting that money to actually make it up to pay off the rent.
Oh, okay, that's wonderful. That's really, really mad wonderful and everything. And you already got a job right now to pretty much pay off the rent and everything right now, right?
Basically 2 jobs, so yes.
Oh, hard-working man. What are those 2 jobs exactly?
Sam's Club and Amazon.
Sam's Club and Amazon. I heard like Amazon was kind of depressing, working there. Is it kind of true or is it like whatever?
Depending on which area you work at. So if you're working at the late, I'm at 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. on 7 or 6 a.m. shifts, it's gonna be depressing. You're most likely going to be losing a lot of sleep. But for where I work at like a shipping area. So basically, I worked there like for 4 hours at most, or 5 hours at most. Basically, after that, we just would go ahead and do our business.
Okay, well that's pretty good. That's pretty good that you still try to like work to like stay on top of things and everything. I know my brother works for FedEx right now. It's like, do you get any kind of like benefits like working at Amazon or Sam's Club?
Actually, yes, we do. We get health benefits. I heard that if I was smart and if I did this job earlier, they would have paid for my tuition. But hey, I'm paying it out of hand, so it's whatever now. They would also pay dental, health, also eye if you want to put the information in as well. They also get pay time off, holiday pay. And other avenues. They do 401k, but then again, what company doesn't do that as well? I mean, Sam does it well, and Walmart even does it. So, yeah, it's basically all that.
I don't know, outside of like interests that you have and everything, I know you're a big like MCU fan, Star Wars fan, and all that and everything. Pretty much, where do you feel like the direction the MCU is pretty much going to take after the whole Spider-Man No Way Home and everything? We're going towards the whole Doctor Strange, Madhouse of Madness, or some type multiverse of madness type situation. So, like, where do you feel like the future of the MCU is going like now with all the series that would uploaded and everything?
I feel as now, like with the Doctor Strange, that's my anticipated movie of the year. If it wasn't for, unfortunately, if Chadwick didn't die, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, would have been my first time favorite of the year. But unfortunately, since his passing, it's Doctor Strange. As of the state of them now, I'm okay with it. Not really a big deal about it. But with Thor, trash, because I'm more into the serious versions of them. So like with Doctor Strange and with Black Panther, I'm more looking for that than all the kitty other goofiness, 1 2 3 color rainbow, color and gum flavored kookiness I can't stand. But aside from that, I'm just looking forward to it.
So you don't mess with the whole lightheartedness direction that Thor kind of went through. I mean, the first 2 movies, they say it was bad because they said it was too dark, or it was just like not colorful enough. But like, you know, I like the third Thor movie was pretty alright, and I like how it kind of touched on like the more space intergalactic side of it, because, you know, Thor is basically an alien. So it's like, you know, like he's a god from space. So it's like now he's kind of linking up with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and you know, that's basically like it's like a Thor and Guardians of the Galaxy movie that might lead into like a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And everything of that nature, so it's just stuff of that.
Okay, I might have some controversial opinions about that. In my opinion, darker and serious is kind of better. Like, for me, I was excited for the Batman, that like giving out the dark kind of feel. In my opinion, yes, I understand the kiddiness. It makes money, but in my opinion, dark is good. I mean, look at other properties like The Boys or Invincible. Nobody knew what their properties were, and matter of fact, they were standalones. All of a sudden, when they started giving that rated R content, we started getting hooked up. Heck, when everybody was excited to see when Daredevil and Punisher started going to Disney Plus, everybody was excited for that. When they started changing their TV ratings, everybody's excited for that, because we have to know that we are growing up, and I know that what the MCU is trying to present is to families, but I know that deep inside, half of them know that we're growing up, and there's some of the subject matter is going to want rated R content. That's why, personally, for me, for Thor, it's whatever. I never really care for the character, but the way he went is, he's supposed to be this big stoic. He's supposed to be a god. He's goofy. I can go forever and ever on how trash this character is, but stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy, it made it work because nobody knew what the characters were. Like Guardians of the Galaxy were, I can take their comedy. You can change the characters and make them comedy, because sometimes their comedy work. With Taika Waititi, his comedy goes everywhere. He literally said before making the movie he was going to make it as if a 12-year-old man wanted to make his own movie, and nobody said no to it. They agreed to every single idea he presented out. To me, I am not high for that movie. To be personally honest with you, I'll wait for this for Disney Plus. Or heck, spoil me. I don't care, to be honest. But for a movie like Doctor Strange, The Black Panther, Batman, I'm putting my money in it. Go forward.
Yeah, but it's like with the whole Thor situation, I feel what you mean about darker is better, but I feel like as long as there's a balance, I feel like the MCU kind of has a good balance. Like, it's not so overly goofy like the Emoji Movie or frickin', you know what I'm saying? Although Thor, it was just a change of direction for the third movie and everything to be a little bit more lighthearted because, you know, it would like always tank. You know, in the first two movies. I didn't really mind it. I just thought it was cool. Like, I just like the movies and everything. I'm not really too overly critical. I just know it was going to be different and everything to an extent, you know?
Well, that's why I think, like, even though, like, the character, personally, maybe, like, the character not that popular. Like, for instance, think about Captain America. Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Civil War is one of the most popular stuff in this genre. Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, even though how darker and goofy they were, there was still serious stakes and serious tone feeling overwhelming the whole film. They still got people's attention. Think about it. One point of Avengers Infinity War isn't about like the battles or the communication with the Guardians or Avengers. It's that ending scene when Thanos snapped his fingers and everybody gone. Everybody died. It was dope. Like every single theater, it was so grim. Nobody was talking. There was some. I remember somebody literally cried in the theater. Someone saying like. Literally, when it went to black, everybody was like, "What the hell?" I'm loading this sound. There was a lot of f-bombs in that theater, so I'm sorry. So to keep it PG for you guys, I'm putting in a low vow. But either way, people were suck about it. That's what they need. The shark and dart moments change it up somehow. Yeah, somehow with the kitty stuff, I feel like it's cotton candy. So much until it goes too far to the point that I'm tired of the cotton candy. Give me this steak, give me this green, give me this mashed potatoes, give me this flaming yawn, give me some substance. And that's what I think that the dark tones that go to that they're trying to do fix it.
Just take it serious, basically, is what they mean. You know, I mean, who says this movie isn't going to be serious? I mean, Thor was the one that lost the most people. I mean, come on. His mom died. His father died. All his friends died. Literally, his brother's neck got snapped right in front of him. Like, you know, that's pretty dark when you really, really think about it. And then he went into depression, like, literally gained weight and everything. You know, it's just, although it comes across as goofy sometimes, when you really think about the context of what this guy had to go through and everything, he's a literal god. Like, he had to live for thousands of years with these people, and then they're just slaughtered, and then he has to just go about his life, you know?
Okay, a good point. But let me hit you with this counterpoint. So, you know who else got more damages throughout the whole MCU? Scarlet Witch. So, her brother died, her country died, got exploded by Ultron. She saw her loved one Vision died, matter of fact, 3 times. One, she killed him. Thanos killed him. And then she saw him go flying away in WandaVision. She had sons that she loved, had a family. They're all both gone and dead. And she know that Black Widow, who was an important person to her, died as well. Iron Man died. Everyone that she almost knows and loved died. Her family died and ran in front of her when she was young. So... But you don't see her being goofy or not. You don't see her cracking jokes and be like, ha ha ha, I know her, him, he's a friend from work. No, you see her actually doing the Darkhold, getting into the multiverse, probably being possessed by some sort of evil entity. Like, obviously we don't know because the movie hasn't come out yet, but she got some more pain than him. Like, obviously Thor got more than here, but their base is the same. Because they saw both situations where, even larger, little scale, that they actually worked together. It was sad.
But everybody deals with grief differently. You do understand that, though. And she literally had to make a literally pretend world where she's in a lighthearted sitcom, though. So it's just like literally with the WandaVision, you know, like she literally made a TV show life. Like, that's how crazy. And it's going to be insane when they actually bring the mutants in. Like, because I know it's coming. You know, Patrick Stewart showed up in that one theater. So you know it's coming. You know it's coming.
Yes, I understand people to do guilt differently, but think about it. He is still a god. Like, I'm not expecting goofiness when I'm going to play against God of War Ragnarok. So I'm expecting some serious stuff. Like, with this god, like this Moon Knight. He's a god. He's pretty. Most of the gods there are serious. Eternals, which I know some people don't like. Which I'm gonna make another controversial opinion. I like the movie, but otherwise, the god was serious. The big 6-eyed nigga with the red eyes, he was serious. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, that whole Eternals thing, it's not like about the tone with Eternals. I just feel like it would have served better as a series, you know? Because, like, I feel like there was so many different characters to keep up with, it was hard to really get, you know, involved with them and everything. You know, I'm like, you know, it's just like, if they would have made like a 10-part series, easy. Because that's what made Daredevil and Luke Cage and Jessica Jones so, like, you know, because, like, you could connect with them over time and everything, so you get more familiarized with their character. That's why these series are so important, like, with the WandaVisions, the Moon Knight. How you feel about Moon Knight so far?
So far, so good. I feel I can't wait for 5 or 6 because I heard someone special might be coming. But I agree with you there. I do feel like they should have probably started out with the Eternals. They should have started out with a teen story because since they're in the past, you can go through whatever. But I think they should have done the 10-part series, then movie would have been better. But for what they gave me, I like.
I mean, yeah, man, it's just like, I don't know, Eternals, I wanted to like Eternals so bad, I just couldn't get it. I feel like that's the one MCU movie where it's like, I just can't connect with it, besides Captain Marvel. You know, how you feel about, which one's better, Eternals or Captain Marvel?
Eternals. Captain Marvel sucked. I saw what she did. Nobody likes her. In my opinion, Brie Larson is a good, decent actress, but the Captain... Bruh, I do not like that movie so much. At least with the Eternals, it didn't ruin other Marvel movies. That movie ruined Winter Soldier because all we found out, like, really, Nick Fury lost his eye with a fucking cat. Are you seriously? Yeah. So at least with Eternals, it didn't ruin other Marvel movies.
Yeah, that kind of blew me for sure. Me and my brother fell asleep in that theater. Yeah. Literally, I felt like I was the only one. I felt so, I like, yo, Taurus, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. And it was like, dude, I fell asleep too. And I'm like, oh, snap. It was that bad. And everything. And it was just like, I don't know, Captain Marvel, I don't know, that's a weird one. Because I feel like to get heroines to be like, I wanted Black Widow to kind of like become like that. That's why I wish Black Widow didn't happen during the COVID era, because I wanted really like Black Widow's movie to beat that movie, and I prefer Black Widow over Captain Marvel. Although I didn't really fuck with the villain, like Taskmaster just being a Black Widow, but just like, you know.
Y'all, I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna say this. Wonder Woman is literally the top heroine in.
Yes.
The original Wonder Woman for 2017 is the best.
Yeah, man, like, why is it so hard to write, like, female superheroes to be, like, the lead and everything? Because, like, even when Halle Berry played Catwoman, it was like, no. And then it's just, like, you know, it's easy to, like, write female characters, but it's like, in MCU, I feel like they always do this trope where it's always, like, they're always in love with a goofy dude that they always have to roll their eyes over. You have Gamora with, like, Chris Pratt and, like, Star-Lord. You got Pepper Potts with Tony Stark, goofy, although he is intelligent. Pepper Potts always rolling her eyes.
Some of them are goofy. As a matter of fact, Letitia Wright, aka Shuri, is goofy as well. She was the one in Black Panther giving all those jokes.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. She's like, that's like the one person that's just like, okay, that's like different. You know what I'm saying? But add in the love interest for her, and 9 times out of 10, it's going to be somebody goofy. Like, literally. And it's like, it ain't got to be like that. I'm trying to see, like, they could probably switch it up a little bit more. But also, then, I don't know how they're going to execute it, like, if they were to consider it. I don't even know where the next movie, Black Panther movie, is going to take. I know they're supposed to get Namor to be, like, the main villain, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to be there. So Black Panther, to be honest, I feel sad for Ryan Coogler with everything, with doing with the film, it being prolonged, it's actually going, it being stopped, canceled, then proceeding through. And let's not forget about what happened at the bank where he was being racial profiled. and unfortunately him and his, because he had a baby, the nurse also got arrested because of what happened there as well. So I'm rooting for the film just because of him, because ever since Chadwick died, it's been an uphill battle for this movie. And so I am rooting for the film, but even though with that, I still don't understand how they're going to go through it. I mean, I think since Doctor Strange come out first, maybe, who knows, the multiverse is still mad or something going on with it, and they upcheck another T'Challa out of nowhere, and he can't get back to his universe or something like that, and he had to, he can take place of Black Panther there.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's just like, where I'm thinking, I don't know if there's a comic book character, because I know a lot of the time they like to rebrand comic book characters, like how the Skrull were supposed to be the bad guys, and now they're like the good guys in a sense, and how the Kree are like mainly the bad guys now.
Secret Wars, that another series that they're going to do next year. Yeah, I know.
So I'm thinking, there's a character, one of the Black Panther villains is actually a character called American Panther. And, he's supposed to be, a xenophobic version of him, or he's supposed to be, a racist version of the Black Panther and whatnot. And I'm thinking, what if they rebranded that character, American Panther, and just make him into, a superhero? Say, how, in Winter Soldier and Falcon and Winter Soldier, there was, other Captain Americas before Falcon and everything after, the first Captain America, the Black Captain America. What if they kept making super soldiers, and, there was one test subject that didn't work and everything? But what it did was alter the DNA to where his children can have superpowers or whatever that they have to awaken over time. And what if he the character was the child of that descendant of whoever was put in that experiment, and also the child of a Wakandan spy or whatever, they try to throw their heritage away. You know what I'm saying? It's just an idea I was thinking of.
So basically with Killmonger. So
basically with Killmonger minus the trauma and everything. The Wakandan spy just kind of renounce their Wakandan spyness, and then they just decide to go off the grid to live a regular life. But then somehow, some way, this particular person gets in contact with a heart-shaped herb, and now they have the powers of the Black Panther and also the super soldier serum that's running through their veins too, so that creates the American Panther type, and now it's a fight between him trying to identify with him as a Black American in America, but also Wakandan too. So
yes, I see what you mean, but there's this one problem. We use with the internet, with how we're pro this everywhere. I don't see how good you're gonna turn a character who is xenophobic and turn to take him to a hero. I see the reason why you could do that, but I can also see it can backfire heavily.
But the thing is, in the comics, though, the thing is, he kind of showed up a one-off appearance. He didn't even stay consistent. He wasn't even a constant villain.
To be 100% fair, I see him as a Captain America, the Black Captain America villain. I think he could do that. But
I'm just saying, if they rebranded the whole character instead of making him a white racist, or they said to make him a child of a Wakandan spy and a Captain America,
That's the thing. People are somehow, even if you rebrand him and everything, I feel like people are going to bring up receipts and say do you know this character used to be what? Yeah, I don't care that you rebranded him. He basically hate or blah 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 blah.
Still worth a shot. They made the Skrulls good people, and we were just okay with it. Even though, even I was kind of pissed off, and that, aren't they supposed to be the bad guys though? Because I feel like now we won't have Super Skrull. What about Super Skrull?
But remember, this is just like how they said the planet was destroyed by some mystical force. I think Galactus. But either way, that's another thing. But I feel like there are parts that are good, and then there are parts that are bad. There's one section that are you can't generalize a whole people. So that's why there's one section that is good and one section is bad. We seen the good. The bad's coming back. Bad's coming from the Secret Wars. So that's the difference with White Panther.
Oh, okay.
You can get accused of that.
Oh, he's actually American Panther. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
So
American.
it's like not White Panther. You're talking about White Wolf. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, American. See, with American Panther, I get to see a lot of that backfiring.
Yeah, but definitely look up that character up and everything, because it's like, and although it is xenophobic, I feel like considering how even with Iron Patriot is supposed to be Norman Osborn and everything, and then now it's just like another suit for War Machine. So it's just like.
But that's the difference. Marvel doesn't have Spider-Man rights, so as of now, it's Sony. So even if they wanted to bring Norman Osborn back, it had to be with Sony, or they had to buy out Sony in some way or somehow.
You feel like they can do that one day?
To be quite honest with you, if it wasn't for Spider-Man, Sony would have been dead in the water. The only thing that's literally saving him without Spider-Man is their PlayStation. Their PlayStation game. That's literally the only thing that's saving them.
Yeah, man. Sony's like that last property now, because now we got Fox, and then we got Blue Studio Sky with the Ice Age stuff, and all types of stuff.
Marvel just got the rights back for Hulk from Universal. So
really? So now we can get a Universal movie with the Hulk?
Yeah, I hear some things, but we might have a World Hulk movie. Don't quote me on there, but who knows? We might have it.
I think we're past that now, unless they probably did a flashback movie and everything, where it's how Hulk kind of got there.
It's the MCU, the MCU.
They always find a way somehow.
Yeah. Plus, the MCU don't follow comics. Let's be honest. So they can make it whatever.
Yeah, but with the World War Hulk situation, this all happened because in the story, literally the Illuminati with Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Strange and Iron Man had to send Hulk away because he was causing too much destruction, which would make sense during that whole Ultron era. But now it's they kind of merged together for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The chances of him turning into a Savage Hulk again is just kind of unlikely now. You know?
We have She-Hulk coming back, and we also got we got Abomination coming back for him. Let's not forget that
we're still waiting on the leader to come back. You know, the leader from the first Hulk. What was that? The first?
That was the first Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah, but even before that, it kind of felt like it was following the aftermath of that other Hulk movie. You remember the other Hulk movie, in 2003?
Ang Lee's Hulk. Yes.
Yeah, the big giant green one and everything. He was fighting the dogs in that movie.
Yeah,
I always felt like they were following that narrative.
Guys, until Doctor Strange come out, that is not on canon until the multiverse opens up.
Yeah, you know what I'm thinking? Since the guy that played Thaddeus Ross already kind of passed away, what if they kind of shook up the multiverse where it's the Thaddeus Ross, because they can get the other guy that played Thaddeus Ross in that other Hulk movie, he's still alive, so they can get him to play him since they ain't got him playing nobody else. He also played Ghost Rider, the one that was on the horse. Yeah. So it's just
Sam Elliott.
So he's been in multiple Marvel movies already.
Yeah. In my opinion, you can recast him. Just like my friend here did put out the Multiverse of Madness. You can do that too. Again, when you open up the multiverse, you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, and just try to make sense out of everything. It's just going to be so hard to explain everything years later, because we don't know how far this whole MCU thing's going to go.
And wrap us around. That's why I think they need the multiverse than rebranding a guy called American Panther, because in my opinion, when you brought that up, I think American Panther could be a good villain for Sam's Captain America. Because his stuff is Wakanda, his wings are Wakandan. If White Panther or American Panther knows that, he could get in a fight with Sam or Bucky like that. So I see that happening more than.
There's some idea written down. I'm thinking maybe if I could get it together, I could probably find a way to maybe get it to Ryan Coogler. I don't know. Because honestly, with all the ideas, try to settle. Because Shuri's main job was putting technology out there for Wakanda, and how could she balance being the queen, highest technology person, trying to manage a country at the same time? That's a lot. If it was anything, she'll probably find a way to probably try to break that responsibility, in some way.
Again, multiverse. I bet money that at the end credit scene we see a different T'Challa just walking around Wakanda.
You think maybe they could possibly get the guy that played the younger version of T'Chaka, you know, like in the Black Panther movie, to probably play T'Challa? You feel like that would work and nobody would care?
I think they'll be like, father. I think when they find out, like, when they were like, hey, why my ex dead husband, who's younger in his like adult years here? I can see you do that, but I can also see them casting Michael J. Weiss.
Michael J. Weiss?
Yeah.
Who's Michael J. Weiss?
He's the guy from, remember, have you seen The Dark Knight, where he was...
Oh, yeah, him. What, playing T'Challa?
He was playing like a gangster, and he was the one that really wanted to kill the Joker.
Yeah, I know, but who you want him to play in the MCU?
T'Challa.
You really think he can play T'Challa? I feel like he's kind of too buff to play T'Challa. Like, he looks like he could play, like, M'Baku, like, in a weird way. Or maybe Luke Cage. I could see him playing Luke Cage in a sense. No. We already got Luke Cage.
Because let's not forget, he also does know he has hand-to-hand combat as well. So that's what T'Challa, someone like T'Challa needs, because he is one of the best hand-to-hand combatants in Marvel. So having someone like him be Black Panther makes a lot of sense.
I don't feel like people would mind if they would have gotten the guy that played the younger version of T'Chaka to play, like, the, you know...
True, but
it's just going to be mad confusing, because people who probably might have seen that movie like, hey, how did he kill and do this, and how did this happen? You know, It's just like, you know, it's a lot. So unless maybe he had other children, you know, who want to get into acting too, they'll probably play, like, a younger T'Challa. That'd be pretty cool too. But I don't know. This is such a weird situation. That's what I'm saying, that this is happening. Yeah, I thought Black Panther was going to be like the new Iron Man, in a sense, because he's intelligent, he's a king, you know, he's like high profile, you know.
And to tell you how Marvel was so confident that Doctor Strange and Black Panther were going to feature, there was a end credit that they cut out for Avengers Endgame, where it was both him and Doctor Strange talking about, now that Iron Man is dead, who we're gonna be, who's gonna watch over Earth, all that. So they were the plan was there
to do the Illuminati type thing, right?
Yeah. So the plan was there. Doctor Strange, thankfully, he'll be Doctor Strange, and T'Challa was going to be the main leader of it. But now that, again, they don't, he's dead, and they don't want to recast him. Although, in my opinion, I think sooner or later they will, because they all these companies go back and forth or whatever. So, but sooner or later they but as of now, they're not bringing anyone. I feel like we hit a little big real steep bump on that way.
Yeah, man, it's a lot to deal with, for real, man. It's just like, it's so stressful, because like, really, dude had cancer and everything, and nobody knew that until like he passed, and he did so well playing Jackie Robinson, and
he was gonna be the samurai, like
Yasuke.
Yeah, he was going to be him. They were planning on a movie with him playing that character, and he died. And I don't know if that in Hollywood or they're going to find someone else to do it, but he was supposed to be the samurai.
That is crazy. I could probably see that. They could probably get Digimon Hansu to play him. You know Digimon Hansu from Blood Diamond?
Really?
I'm just saying, if they were to get Digimon Hansu, I feel like that would kind of fit too, because like Yasuke was supposed to be really, really tall and strong and everything, and like, you know, Digimon Hansu, like, you know.
Yeah, I see, but wasn't like Blood Diamond like years ago?
Yeah, but you know, and Digimon Hansu was the same guy that played that was in Guardians of the Galaxy, the one that was like
wait, the Who guy?
Yeah, Who? Yeah, that's him.
Okay, I can see.
You see him playing?
I can dye his hair a little bit, because I know he's like all white now. But yeah, I can see him.
I think somebody calling me. Hold up. But yeah, man, with the whole MCU thing, you know, Black Panther dying, it just leaves so much to be desired, man. Because I wanted to see him like be the head of the Avengers to an extent, you know. I like the time seeing, or maybe like Hawkeye could be like the leader of the West Coast Avengers, because he was in the comics, wasn't he? Hawkeye wasn't he?
He was, but then again, I didn't see that trash Hawkeye show.
You thought it was trash? How can you say it's trash? You never seen it though.
I saw other people reaction. I didn't. Also, I have Patreon. Well, I saw other people full on reactions, and I saw how trash it was. I was like, really? Well, they kind of disrespect Kingpin. Well, like,
I mean, when it comes to Hawkeye being like a part of his own series, I was kind of excited. I don't know. I could try and watch it again to see, because I don't feel like I was paying attention, Which sometimes I do on purpose, so it give me a reason to rewatch the series. Like I do that when I watch Luke Cage and Daredevil and everything, which is like which is wonderful. Just how Daredevil actually showed up in Spider-Man: No Way Home, because it kind of gave them like a sense like, oh wow, like Spider-Man could actually have like a group of New York superheroes kind of aiding him out, because he can get like Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, which could be like his lawyer, and then they could all go up against Kingpin and stuff like that,
But here's the thing, though. Wouldn't you like have like instead of that holiday cheery season that they had with Hawkeye, but what would you have like had the Avengers in Endgame when he was rolling and he was killing the Yakuza? Would you rather have that? I'd rather have that when he go around murdering the Yakuza.
I just feel like that would just kind of like, it could set up some things, like if he were to like...
Darkness I was telling you about. That dark series I was telling you about to have more substance.
Because I feel like Black Widow's sister going after Hawkeye would just be kind of like, like you need to find a way to just ask questions. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like him killing so many people at the Yakuza. There's some Japanese heroes, like there's Silver Samurai, and then there's also Sunspot, who's like, like a fire mutant and everything. What if he killed like one of their family members and everything, and that would be like led him to be a target for Sunspot or like Silver Samurai, which are all X-Men, like, as people, that can lead into like more. Let's say everyone's connected, so it's like it's always gonna lead to something more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that would have been better, but that could. And I don't know what they're gonna do with the X-Men. I know they're gonna have their own version of the X-Men. They're gonna have their own version of Professor X or Magneto or whatever. But I'm interested to see how they make it.
Because now we're acknowledging that there's also many different versions of like superheroes and everything. Yeah. So I know that there's going to be a Rhino character that might show up, because like in the No Way Home, you can kind of see him in the sky and everything. What if Rhino was like like more like comic book esque, like with the suit and everything, and that's the most. I would have liked to see that and everything. So like no metal suit type stuff, but it's just like
I was excited to see that Spider-Man movie with Tobey. Andrew, shoot, it was me and my sister. Matter of fact, across from the restaurant we are, guys, there's a movie theater right there, and they have a 4DX theater. Now, I say, go watch that stream in that format, because it'll be crazy. But the show, it literally moves, so smoke, everything like that. Bro, the theater was tight.
That is cool. I need to look up. Maybe next time I could take my brother, because we usually go to Cinemark Grill, like on Sardis Road. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. That's the movie theater we usually go to. We usually go to the Studio Movie Grill uptown, but they closed that down, which is kind of sad. Yeah. But it kind of makes me want to buy it at the center, just like maybe revamp it a little bit. But like only time will tell, like whether if we're capable of doing that or not, and everything. It's just so crazy, man. It is just like, but how was your feeling with like Spider-Man: No Way Home and everything? I thought it was crazy that we actually got to see all these villains like interact with each other, and Jamie Foxx kind of got to redeem himself.
Yeah, I mean, I always liked the character Spider-Man. Tom Holland did redeem himself in my eyes at the very last moment of the movie. Seeing Tobey was good. It
like you couldn't believe it was actually going to happen until you're actually seeing it. And now it's just like, wow, that's like history now.
To other people, I was a true believer, my friend. When they said Toby was, how could you? It was literally Hollywood's worst kept secret.
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen, but it was just like to actually see it actually happen. When we first saw the first Spider-Man movie with Homecoming, you didn't expect the third movie was going to have all three of them in the movie.
Bruh, during the time where the pictures were exploding, I didn't have Twitter. I had Instagram, and literally in the search history, because when you go to search and you have like a lot of pictures that there, almost literally 95 of that was the pictures of him and with Tobey and Andrew right there. It was hard to escape. I was like, do I need to delete this app so I don't get spoiled? One day.
Literally, I had to get off Instagram for a while because I didn't want to get spoiled until I watched it, and it was just like, it was just so crazy, man. It's just, you gotta love it. You gotta love. This is such a good time to be like a superhero fan or like a comic book fan, because like when they come to the movies, like MCU did such a good job. I was kind of skeptical when Disney bought Marvel, but then seeing all the money being poured into like doing all this stuff, I know some people like Martin Scorsese will probably like say like, oh, you know, like those aren't real movies, they're just attractions and everything. And in a sense, he's kind of right, because like these is the same dude who wrote like Taxi Driver and like
But then some of these people don't like. The latest one was Roland Emmerich, you know, the guy who made the Independent Resurgence and all the or Independence Day, like the guy who literally makes destruction movies. But some of these people, okay, I do. If you like Martin Scorsese, that okay, cool. But if you're like him or like an actor who literally have no work for years. Saying this, I'm like, okay, you sound like a hater and you need like attention. And it's something that I don't get in these fans. Like, obviously, some of these are like DC fan, DC fan or Snyder fanboys will always say like, yeah, he's right. Yeah, F Marvel. They will go so far as to say that Marvel is the death of cinema. I'm like, what? Really?
I mean, on one hand, I wouldn't say it's the death of cinema, but it really kind of revamped what cinema really means now. Because, like, literally, like, when it first started happening with Iron Man and then, like, Captain America and Thor being in the movies and stuff, and the next thing you know, they're all going to be in the Avengers. Seeing the Avengers in the movie theater for the first time and everything, that's probably on the same... Maybe even more than like with Star Wars, like the first Star Wars movie, it was like an experience. It was different. It defined that time. It literally defines a time of the 2010s and 2020s and stuff with these movies and stuff. Like literally. So it's just
what they don't tell you is that if it wasn't for Marvel or any other big superhero movie, there would not be no theaters.
Yeah, I don't think people would have been going to the movie theaters for a while because like it didn't really give us a reason. Because if people want to see,
that's the thing. The Hollywood need to understand if you want people, it need to be a big movie event. Like for instance, another movie that isn't superhero based, the Sonic movie. It literally made the most highest grossing in any video game history. They
make it out to be an event, and plus Jim Carrey does such a good idea of like. Which is sad. I was going to be his last movie role, Sonic 2.
Yeah, I don't believe that because that was when he said that was on April Fool's Day, and you don't really take any. Matter of fact, he even said like I'm considering on the day after that, I'm considering probably being fat on the third movie. And I'm like, and I don't know that they said okay yes to the third movie previous like a month or two before the fat. So I'm like,
so what? Jim Carrey's trying to be fat in the movie too?
Well, he said he was, but
yes. Can I get some water?
Yeah, that's right.
You want something else? I won't charge you.
You won't charge?
Do you want like a Dr. Pepper or sweet tea or something?
Oh no, just water.
Water's fine.
Just don't want that sugar in my blood.
See, but with Sonic, yeah, he is trying to be fat.
All right, I mean, so I guess we got something to look up to, you know. After the Sonic stuff, he can pretty much retire, really. Because, like, Jim Carrey pretty much did everything he needed to do and everything, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, his time in the 90s and stuff, early 2000s, all the movies, I feel like Jim Carrey's already, like, solidified himself, really, to be honest.
I mean, he was one of the good actors of our time. I mean, besides, a lot of actors are dying left and right, and but seeing him as growing out of retirement is good. Sad that the guy from Die Hard also retired because he has health reasons.
Bruce Willis is retiring for real?
Yeah, it was one on the news like about a couple of weeks ago because he was diagnosed with some not Alzheimer's, but it was a form of Alzheimer's, and that's why they couldn't really recognize like language or like lines, so that's why he decided right then and there retire.
Wow, Oh, imagine Bruce Willis had Alzheimer's, man. I remember he was in Pulp Fiction, and then he Die Hard and everything. You know, Bruce Willis, like, I heard, you remember Mr. Angel, our psychology teacher, right?
Oh yeah, bro.
You remember he was an actor too, and he actually kind of met up with like Bruce Willis, and he said that Bruce Willis is kind of a jerk.
Wait, hold the phone.
You forgot that Mr. Angel actually was acting
He
too.
didn't tell me. He didn't tell me he was an actor. I know he was. I know he was very big on gambling, while telling us not to do gambling.
What? Mr. Angel used to gamble?
You know, remember the poker, the poker dice and stuff. Like we literally had a one day, guys, where he was. To show us the psychology of not doing gambling, we did gambling type of games with no game. So we did spade, we did hot poker. So we did you probably weren't there on that day, but we were gambling that day.
Yeah, I don't remember none of that. I do remember that time you put on that weird documentary about pedophilia, and you and Brandon were like, yeah. I was trying my best not to laugh, but the way how you and Brandon were reacting, it had me cracking up. Like, you look at me like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was weird. Like,
because it came out of nowhere. You didn't even give no warning, nothing.
Yeah, it was so weird. It was like, well, even me, and they were family too. It was weird.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it happens. Dude, Brandon in the background had me cracking up too. I was like, oh man, that had me fucked up, man.
Bro, I was like, what the fuck is this white trash shit? And this is like this backwards dirt dystopia type shit is this? Like,
yeah, I just wish you would have gave us like a warning, or maybe the signs of permission slips or something,
or say like, hey class, next week we're going to watch this video that perceives pedophilia. Just so you know, when that stuff hit me, I was like, this is weird. I don't want to see this shit.
And I mean, like, what does it have to do with class psychology? I mean, it kind of does, because childhood sexual assault can really, really, like, drive people in the future and things like that, you know, so
yeah,
it's crazy.
But I was there to learn the studies of the brain, not people doing with their fucking sticking uglies and underage kids.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about anything like that, for instance, and everything, but it's like, just to deviate from like that weird stuff and everything, yeah. But it's like the future of the MCU, like pretty much, where do you pretty much see where it's kind of headed?
I feel like it's heading good. DC, now we also said us on DC. I feel like now with the DC, the Discovery merge, I feel like they're in safe hands now. I can't wait for Black Adam. The Flash should wipe away the whole Snyderverse. Can't wait for that.
Yeah. But I like Peacemaker too. You ever seen Peacemaker HBO with John Cena and everything?
I saw the whole series, and yeah, it's good as it's James Gunn being rated R, like Suicide Squad. So I like Suicide Squad with the bodies, guys. I do know I like Darkshot, so I do like gore. So the gore was good in the series.
Yeah, and it's just like, I really was messing with like the second Suicide Squad movie to be like the first one and everything. I thought it was pretty cool. Like, with Peacemaker, nobody knew who he was. Not even I knew who he was or nothing. A lot of these people didn't know, but I feel like Idris Elba and like John Cena did their thing, playing these characters. Like, I actually want to watch it again just to watch it. I think it's on HBO Max. I'm gonna check it out again.
Max. The Batman's also on HBO Max, guys. So to let you know, with DC. Marvel needs competition, and because DC been having a hit, I like Man of Steel. Go through. I like Man of Steel. I hated Batman v Superman. I did not like Suicide Squad.
The first one.
The Wonder Woman is all-star.
Yeah, I like Wonder Woman. They knocked it out of the park, because I was on the edge of my seat. I'm like, which one is Ares? And then they realized it was the English dude that was there. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, he looked like Wild Thornberry, not to be honest.
He kind of does.
Yeah. But Justice League, Joss Whedon, Justice League, trash. Zack Snyder, Justice League, trash. I can't believe I wasted my 4 hours of life watching that trash.
I just couldn't do it, man. It's just, I don't know. I feel like they try too hard to be different, but they don't try too hard to just stick to the comics.
It was the same damn plot in the other movie. It wasn't always slow motion and all. Bruh, I could go. if I go on through, I'm gonna go through the lineup because if I rant, that's our video of that trash shit fits movie. So let me go forward. Wonder Woman 84, not as strong as the previous movie. It's okay, but it's not as good.
I mean, I didn't get to watch that one either because I don't know. It's just, well, the thing about DC that I hate, they just need to pace themselves, bro. Like, I swear, like, MCU's reaching that area where it's just kind of like, you know, people are kind of iffy about some things, you know. That's why just take your time. Don't try to beat people up front. Just like with Man of Steel, like the next one, you should have followed it up with, like, you know, with Lex Luthor being introduced, like, you know, like, I didn't like him, like, being played by that dude. It's just like, I feel like that's a role for, like, Mark Strong. You know, you ever watch Kick-Ass?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the guy that played Frank D'Amico. He could have played a good Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I don't know why they choose Jesse Eisenberg.
That was a layup, low key, because Jesse Eisenberg could play a pretty damn good like Riddler. I could see him being like Riddler.
Actually, to be honest, yeah, I do see it.
Being like the Tinker or something like that.
Because if you see Social Network, which is a very good movie, he was like a good snobby. Yeah, he could have been Riddler. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Then Shazam was good. Aquaman was good. The Joker was great.
Yeah, the Joker, because it was different. It wasn't really based on the same like villain tropes. Like, doing a villain movie and everything is so weird.
Because it was like a movie like mental health, basically, and it was good.
Yeah, it was trippy. It was actually pretty. And Zazie Beetz did her thing in that movie too. Like, I was kind of weird. Like, Zazie Beetz in the Joker movie. What is this got to do with it?
She was eye candy, very good eye candy in my opinion. But
I loved her as Domino in Deadpool, though. She did a really good job with that.
Again, eye candy. Very good eye candy.
But she played the character well. Like, because Domino, we don't know. Is she white? Domino white? She's kind of bleached in the comics. Like,
basically color. Like, it's weird. Because...
like albino in a way.
It's weird. Basically, she colored herself like dominoes. Like, you know, hence the name Domino. So, we don't really know if she's black or white, to be honest.
Oh, but either way, it's like, I feel like she really showcased what that lucky power would do and everything. Like, it just made it seem like, okay, yeah, this is kind of a power you'd want to have. Like,
yeah, I'm like, okay, I've been hitting the numbers. Like, okay, look, let me get the numbers. I've been winning every jackpot.
Trying to win that lottery. Trying to be rich.
With that luck power. But, yeah, shoot. With DC, the next one... What's the previous movie that... Oh, and then the Batman was good.
You like the Batman and everything? I tried to watch it last time, but I fell asleep because it was kind of late. So it's just like, you know, I got to watch it again when I found the time to do.
It's for the most part, it's good.
Riddler being a psychological villain, that would be a new breath of fresh air and everything.
It's true. There's some stuff they could have done better with. For overall, it's good. I give it a 7.5. But for DC, to stay DC going, I feel that they're obviously trying to get their stuff together. But there's some stuff that they still need to get fixing, like Flash, Ezra Miller, who got arrested yesterday again in Hawaii. The man need to get out of Hawaii.
What, the guy that plays the Flash in DC keeps getting arrested?
Yes. So the first time he got arrested because he went to a couple's hotel room and harassed them because they weren't singing. You know, have you seen the movie the Star is Born in the Shallows with Lady Gaga and I forgot the guy's name.
I didn't see that movie. What does that have to do with the situation?
Well, they were singing that song, the headline song of that movie, and he didn't like it, and so he's like, "Stop singing the song!" and start throwing stuff at them, and he tried to move them out of the way. He went and followed the couple and went to their hotel room, and so they filed a restraining order and he got arrested while doing it and got bail. Yesterday, he got arrested because he went out of like a private party, and he was being buried or whatever. And I asked him quietly, "Can you leave?" He said, "You can't tell me to leave." So we grabbed a chair, threw it, and it hit a girl, giving her like a 2-inch slash on her face. And so now he's arrested with second-degree batteries.
Wow, dude, this dude, the Flash, or this guy that plays the Flash, I don't even know, man. That's crazy, man. I'm just trying to. I didn't think he was on some stuff like that, because I didn't even watch the Justice League movie anyway to really like get into it. Because once again, it's just hard to get into anything DC because they don't pace themselves. You can try an Iron Man movie. We didn't know where the first Iron Man movie was going to take it. Then they made a second one, and then they realized they're going to try and make an MCU. Then they did the Captain America, then they did the Thor, then they did Avengers. But they took their time. They didn't just overdo it.
Yeah, when DC did it, it basically Iron Man to Captain America Civil War through Guardians to Captain America First Avenger through Avengers. Like it was like in DC way, and I didn't understand why they did that. So I mean, with them, I feel hopeful for both companies and what you know what to say. Good competition, get others on their toes, and do better.
Yeah, man, I feel that. I feel that heavy, man. You know, we're pretty much reaching the whole hour time limit. It's been a good talk and everything. We've been talking about a whole lot of things. So I was kind of wondering how we're going to fill out for an hour here, but I feel like we still managed to do it. So it's just one of those things that kind of keep consistent and everything. It's been a good conversation. Great episode speaking with you, like Jarvae and everything. You know, it's just a good, like, touch base with you. It's always, like, good vibes and everything. I feel like we're one of the few people that actually, like, talk to each other and bounce off of this whole, like, nerd stuff and everything. I think it's hard.
Yeah, definitely, bro, because I'm always on that pop culture.
Yeah, definitely good to be on that pop culture type stuff, man. Jarvae, you're my whole brother, man. It's crazy, like, to see you from time to time and everything, like how far we've come, like, since Queens Grand. Now I graduated college. Now I'm trying to figure out where my life is gonna go.
Bruh, I remember you. We were having a old conversation, y'all, saying who was class clown. You were one of the class clowns. I always remember that always made me laughing, bro. And bro, it's funny and amazing seeing how you grew into this a mature person. Because we can go back to the Christian. They were like, "What, you T? This is you? What?" They thought like, "I never thought this nigga would actually make it." Oh shit! I'm surprised.
wait, hold on. People didn't think I was gonna make it.
You know, there was some of those a-holes that made you mad. That I know they were like they thought you and Monty didn't thought that neither were you gonna make it. I knew some like the history teacher that you thought was a a-hole.
Are you talking about Mr. Hill?
Yes. Like yeah, like you thought like that. Like you can see in their eyes that they like he ain't gonna make it. I know they'll be surprised. Like what? He graduated? Well, okay.
I'm just dedicated, Jarvae. That's just kind of how I always been. It's just like when it comes to adversity and like dissatisfaction and everything as a black man, I just have to work and try to make things happen as best I can. Like I don't make excuses make me, and that's just how it is. You know, I always try to focus on trying to find solutions and finding a way, even though it might take a while or some years or something. Maybe I might be dealing with something, whether if it's a medical condition, whether if it's this, that, or the third. I still try to find solutions as best I can, and that's what adversity does. Once you have a strong purpose and a strong why, that's always going to lead you in life. You know, so it's just stuff like that, you know. I mean, like, even graduating, like, yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it's just on to the next thing. Like, I want to get my master's. I want to get my doctor's, too, but I also want to do other things also outside, like the podcast, music, maybe a YouTube channel down the line one day, but it's all about getting established. Maybe a book one day. Like, you know, I'm already building the links to probably set that up. I already interviewed somebody who dropped their own book, and people who actually do books too. Like, they hang out in that circle. So, you know, it's just like, it's also people that you know, it's also people that you're connected with that can also help you be successful. But it's also really just a matter of just really investing in yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, obviously, like, because we have our, like, you know what I say, like, it's not how you finish the race, it's about part of the journey. So basically, it always the next chapter in your life. So, like, even though like we were all goofballs, people looked at us weird, differently. Like we're in the class clown. We're different. We're not like these. Like they're always hope at the end of the road. So and like my dad always says, that always another chapter in your book. It never ends.
Never ends. It's crazy how you see me as like the class clown, because we thought you were the funniest out of the group because you were just naturally funny on your own and everything. I feel like sometimes I can be funny, but some people don't get it sometimes.
No, it was Personally, I thought Marty was the most class clown. You were at some point because I will laugh at this till this day, y'all. There was one kid who was when we were freshmen. He was very depressed. I forgot his name. You probably
talking about Brody?
Yeah, Brody.
Brody had me cracking up. Remember, you had the same science class, right?
No, it was math. It was math.
Oh,
yes.
okay. All right,
So Brody, he was like weird / depressed all the time, guys. And so one day, our math teacher said, like, you have to do this work, man. Are you not gonna do anything? He said, like, I don't care anymore. They're like, you have to do your work. I'm telling you, you can just go. He went up, and T not knowing, and he made a big distraction about it. And so T's at the end, like, so the kid is like at the other side of the room, next to the window, and T's at the door. So he's not paying attention because he's talking to another person. And so Brody just grab all his stuff and walk out the door. And T like, hey, man, Brody, where you going? Brody later put his fingers up in his mouth, made a suggesting gun sound, and rolled off. And this nigga
suicide. It's just weird. No, what had me? Brody always had me cracking up. Was like, this always had me crack because it's just like. And I had this class with Trevin. You remember Trevin, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Trevin was in my Earth class with Miss Walborn, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like, one day Miss Walborn was all like, today we're gonna see a video about volcanoes, and then out of nowhere Brody was like, lies. And then what Miss Walborn was Miss Walborn was like, lies. Sorry, it's like lies. It was like lies. What you lies? What are you calling me a? Sorry, I keep laughing. Lies. What are you calling me a liar? It's just like, well, you paused for the longest time. I was like, well, as a person, it's like lies. Are you calling me a liar? You know that's disrespectful, right? It was like, well, as a person, Brody, just get out. Brody, get out. It's like, you are disrespectful, and then he just slammed the door, and like. me and Trevor were just cracking up. Like that was like the funniest thing.
I'm looking at you two niggas. I was in the same room with you guys. I was like, damn, I felt bad for him. But I'm looking at you
cracking up because like how he would just react. He just didn't give a fuck.
At the word she put, Trevor and T, you get out too.
I was cracking up, bro, because like it was like Trevor, T, be quiet. We had to just kind of cut that out for a little laughing, but we're just like, bro, we just kept laughing. Trevin's grandparents lives like right behind my house and everything. Yeah, so yeah, we used to be hanging out in the neighborhood a lot, but Trevin's really doing a whole lot of stuff with IT and everything, so he's making hella bread. But so we can't really be talking about a whole lot of stuff like that. We gotta kind of end this episode. So I want to say thank you again, Jarvae, for hopping on, being a host for the Mental Threats podcast. You're my brother and everything. We cool and everything. We gonna keep in contact and touch base from time to time in the future for sure. If you want to have any final words to let the audience know, you're free to do so.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. We definitely stay hooked together, bro. Any today. I know my homie is about to leave Charlotte soon, but still, since we be here for the whole summer, we're gonna keep in contact, bro. Hopefully, I didn't make you guys bored with all the apocalypse talk. I know it's new. I hope you guys receive whatever talking well, and basically, bro. I have fun. This was fun reminiscing. So I hope we keep doing this more and more times. And peace out. And have for love.
Yeah, most definitely. Peace out. Anyway, that's it for the Mental Threats podcast. We're sewing in. We're sewing out.